The long-awaited tour of my duplex project down in Regent's Park of South Brisbane is here, guys. So really happy to be able to take you through and show you the progress of the build so far. As we can see, we are right in the thick of it. We are right in the middle of construction at the moment. The frame is up, the roof is on. We are hoping to get the place enclosed before the end of the year and then moving into the fix out stage early into the new year. Now, I was just talking with the builders off camera and they are expecting to hand the property over at some point in March of next year, which is pretty incredible. You know, they only started construction about a month ago, so we're sort of looking at about a maximum 5-month turnaround time to bring this project to light. Makes me really happy. As you can see, beautiful amount of separation between the main house and where the new house is going to be. Plenty of yard space for both properties as well. That's a handy part of buying a nice big piece of land with a super wide frontage as well. It just gives you that space to create a functional site plan, a functional design for both the main house without impeding on them too much, and obviously for the new property out the back here as well. Now, being the first project of mine of the sort like this, it makes me really excited and kind of emotional to be able to be doing something like this. You know, if I think back to the self that I was back in my early 20s at university, never would have thought in my dreams I was doing property developments in my early 30s. And whilst this is a really entry-level basic property development, you know, it's still a property development and it's still enabling me to cut my teeth and get a little bit of experience. So because this was on a 720 square metre block of land, with that change in zoning, it allowed me to subdivide the property and do this dual occupancy. So we've got a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom property at the front, which is rented out at the moment whilst construction is occurring. So we've got the temporary fence separating the two. You know, not the most ideal setup, and I do apologise for that, but at the end of the day, I just followed what I was legally allowed to do, followed the advice from my property managers, followed the advice from the town planners, followed the advice from the experience of the builders, and made sure that I was completely honest at the beginning of onboarding those new tenants. And at the moment, I'm able to rent that out for about $520 per week, which is about $50 below market value, which was something that I was willing to do whilst construction was occurring in the backyard. So what we'll do is obviously continue working through the construction process, hoping to hand things over around about March. So we'll be back down here at that point in time to show you what the finished product will look like. And you know, as you can see right now, there is a lot of work that still needs to be done, but give us 4 months and I can guarantee this place is going to be looking immaculate. So as you see, as we walk through the property, you know, big open floor plan, I chose to go for some high ceilings because it just creates that grand open look. I decided to go for bigger windows internally to allow that natural light to flow in as well. I decided to go a few up specs, which we won't see until the very end of the project as well. So it's nice to sort of show you what it looks like in the middle of the crazy construction phase. But then as we get closer to the end, it's going to look incredible. We've got a 3-bed, 2-bath, big master suite with a walk-in robe and an ensuite as well. And another couple of bedrooms and a bathroom, plenty of storage space. I'll be putting a little shed out in the backyard because there's still a decent amount of land space as well. So they're going to be able to need to have some space for some garden tools, a mower, to keep things tidy at the end of the day. Now, it's a pretty incredible project to think that, you know, you can currently create this type of product, this type of investment for less than $1.2 million. You know, you can currently buy properties like this where you've got a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house on a 700+ square metre block of land in the city of Logan that are selling for around that $750,000 mark at the moment, and most of them generally rent for about that $550,000. But then you can come out and build this sort of 3-bed, 2-bathroom, single-story home in the backyard for roughly around that $350,000 to $400,000, depending on, you know, how big you want to go. I decided to go around 120 square meters, high ceilings, and I up-spec'd a few of the fixings as well. So it did cost me a little bit more, but I'm hoping that gets me a better return on investment because I've talked with local real estate agents. And you know, they expect upon completion of the project, if I do it properly, I may be able to sell the front property for around about that $700,000 mark. and then I should be able to sell this back home for at least $750,000, which means that the total sale price at the end of the project is around $1.45 million. So $1.2 million in, $1.45 million out based on the current market conditions that we're experiencing today. You know, plenty of upside considering you could do a project like this in 6 to 12 months and then, you know, turn a relatively quick profit. So obviously you do need a fair amount of money to be able to fund that type of project. It's not for your first or second time investors. It's something for those who are a little bit more experienced, are a little bit more established, and are looking to maybe generate some of those short-term returns. So there you have it. You know, this is my South Brisbane duplex, right in the middle of construction at the moment. Really happy to come down here and check it all out, and I can't wait to see it all come together. So thank you for watching.
If you're thinking about buying an investment property in the next 3 months, then the team and I over here at Pumped on Property would love to offer you a free one-on-one strategy session. To book your session, all you have to do is jump over to www.pumpedonproperty.com and click that free strategy session button. Now in that session, we'll talk about exactly where you are right now, where you'd like to be longer term, and educate you on the current state of the Australian property market. And then you can take that information with a grain of salt and go and absolutely smash it on your own, or potentially become one of the small number of clients that we choose to work with each week. But either way, we wish you all the best on your journey to financial clarity, financial peace, and financial freedom.